Oh, it's your boy Vegan here. I just want to talk about something that I saw in the what's that show called Bill Mayhew or something. There's a show on HBO, and he's like a sort of classical liberal, comedian, and he talks about politics and how he has a lot of politicians, and he has like senators and stuff like that in America. He talks about American politics and shit. And he had this guest on. I don't know her name or what was. She's like a celebrity or something, and she was talking about how her kids. Like she was goddamn, I can't speak. She was putting her kids into a private school in New York, and they after a few years they decided to just educate them at home or something like that, or homeschool them, because they pulled them out of school because like all these schools, they're like doing this like indoctrination thing, they're like 4-year-old children, and they encourage like 5-6-year-old children. They're encouraging to do like social activism and write this and do that, and just not teaching them basic skills that you need, like writing, reading, and maths and whatever. But like and then like, I think she said something along those lines, like they were kids and they were asking like kids teaching them about transgender stuff at 6 or 8 years old. I'm like, what? Just a bit crazy. And they were asking them, are you asking them what category do you belong with? Are you okay that you're a boy or a girl or whatever? It's just like, it's just crazy. I don't understand what's happening in America. It's like some sort of like indoctrination. I mean, indoctrination is not a new thing, All societies in the West and the East, all around the world, if you go to the education system, their primary school, their secondary school, and their high school, whatever, there's indoctrination has been going on for centuries. Even now, I look back at some of the stuff they were teaching us about history in my school in Ukraine and Russia. In Ukraine and England, and a lot of it is just bullshit. It's actually not complete. It's either not complete truth, or it's a completely one-sided view, not a balanced perspective. And a lot of the times in schools, when it comes to stuff like history and stuff like that, and just ideology in general, they indoctrinate you, to think a certain way. And that's what a lot of universities even do, especially like in America. They teach you not how to think, but what to think. And I kind of wanted to relate this back to stuff that's going on in the West, especially. Is like this woke culture, this cancel culture, and I don't know what's going on. It just feels like this whole woke culture is just a way to divide society even further and hate each other more. Especially in America, when you look at the right wing and the left wing, like how much they hate each other, it's nuts. And especially the right hate this whole woke thing, And one of the problems I have with this whole woke thing is a lot of these woke people, they're only woke on Twitter. They say a lot of stuff, but they don't actually verify it with their actions. It's one thing to speak. Well, what they say. Actions speak louder than words. But second of all, a lot of these people who are woke, very irrational, very unreasonable people. And I'm not generalizing here, of course, but I'm just saying this whole thing that and this cancel culture, a lot of people getting cancelled without enough evidence. With just so all one needs to do is come out and say, oh, this person did that, and that's it. Their whole life is ruined. It's character assassination, and I just feel like you need more evidence in order to say something, because anyone could say anything, People hold grudges. People are not nice. People want other people destroyed. They can be jealous. There's multiple reasons. Maybe someone was mean to you and you just wanted to spite them, and So I just feel, I don't know. It's just we're living in very dangerous times where freedom of speech is being taken away. And let me explain something to you about freedom of speech. Just because you're offended doesn't give you the right to take my freedom of speech away. My right to offend you, that's part of freedom of speech. But there's a difference. For example, let's say Donald Trump inciting violence, towards the government, trying to overthrow the government. That's different. That's not protected under freedom of speech. But what is protected is me saying something offensive, but doesn't actually cause harm, physical harm or incite violence. That's fine. I could say something like, I don't like these people, or I don't like these people, or I think this group are a piece of shits or something, or fuck them or something, you know? So yeah, and it's just, it's weird, like, especially in Canada and America, that's where it's concentrating, these woke, crazy, ludicrous people who are just, I mean, the right-wing people are also, you know, hard to talk with, especially the ones that follow Trump, you know, they're like a cult. It's crazy. There's like people from the left and the right, extreme left and right. They're not willing to reason. They're not willing they're not willing to sit down and have civil discussion and civil debate with people who disagree. No, they just think violence and anger and shouting are going to solve problems. And that's the problem I have with these groups that, like, you know, Antifa or Proud Boys or whatever, these extremist groups. They're never going to get people on their side, or never going to convince them otherwise by force and violence. I think it's ridiculous to think that if you're going to use violence, you're going to solve the problem. No, things are going to get worse. How are you going to convince people to be on your side when you've been hostile and horrible to them? You know, I don't understand it. But also talk about freedom of speech, you know, how freedom of speech is slowly dying. Especially with this cancel and woke culture, nobody can even speak their mind. Everyone is walking on eggshells, you know. Everyone is just so afraid to say what they think deep down. Now, I don't have a problem with you saying something really offensive or racist or sexist or whatever. It doesn't. That's freedom of speech, you know. It's different when you say, "Oh, God hates fags," and then you say, "Let's kill them." Yeah, that's different. Or something like that. That's, you know, the West Baptist Church or whatever. You know, it's different. But when you say, "Oh, I don't like them," or "fuck them," that's protected under your freedom of speech. But the also thing is, like, a lot of the left wing and the right wing medias, they don't want a lot of views to be heard. And I found this really cool channel on YouTube. I should recommend you go check it out. It's like it's a left wing, but it's not like crazy left wing. It's kind of left, like, you know, moderate left, who are sort of it's a channel. It's a news channel. And they're sort of tackling the status quo, the popular mainstream opinion, and they're challenging not just the normal left, but also the right and stuff. So they're called Double Down Media. Check them out. I've found some of their videos really good. You know, how talk about how freedom of speech is under threat, and, you know, democracy is under threat in Britain and UK and in Europe as well. So yeah, and these corporations, these media organizations, they don't want the views they don't like on their platform, you know. It's weird. I would love if newspapers in the UK actually gave balanced views on things, but they don't. Literally, I think like something like 2 billionaires, I think it's Rupert Murdoch and some other guy, control all the news and tabloids in the UK. And then when you tell people something factual, they're like, no, that's not how it is. It's just like, people are completely brainwashed and indoctrinated, you know, manufacturing consent, indoctrinating people, you know, brainwashing them. It's crazy. I mean, it's been going on for decades, for centuries even. But it's just taken a whole another level now. And a lot of these platforms, they never give a voice to a different opinion, you know. And they actually ridicule people who have a different view and opinion, you know. I don't know what happened to society. We just completely, I mean, maybe it's not the case in some places, in some, you know, universities or some, like, academics, but like a lot of these groups, depending whatever your political leaning is, it's just they don't give voice to different opinions. And what happened to, like, just rational debate, you know, civil debate with evidence-based and good arguments and etiquette, and, you know, no personal attacks and none of these, you know, what do you call it, ad hominems and stuff like, you know, thrown around. It's just weird. I don't know what's happened to society. It's getting worse. And I mean, maybe this I wouldn't say this is a conspiracy, but these corporations, they thrive on chaos. They thrive on division in society. They thrive on distractions. You know, if you look at the news. And a lot of the news, especially like take for example the Sun or the Daily Mail, most of it is just distractions, you know, just to distract people from what is really important. You know, it's crazy. And a lot of people, if you just go on Twitter, just look at what people are posting about. You know, it's just meaningless bullshit that doesn't really matter. You know, so I don't know. Things are looking pretty grim. It seems my videos are pretty fucking negative, but I mean, I'm a pretty happy person in general. But I just wanna, and my videos don't get many views. You know, the whole, I don't know. I just don't know how to appeal to younger audiences. To be honest with you, I don't even know who my audience are. I mean, apart from, you know, vegans maybe and friends and you know, from town or something like that. But I don't know. I just don't know how we can win this war against these corporations these corporations and the governments who just want to suppress us and dominate us and just destroy the planet, destroy us, and just get as much money as possible. You know, it's all about short-term gain for them. But I just feel like we need to stop having this divide, you know, between the left and the right, and just wake up, you know, because at the end of the day, the government doesn't care about you. The corporations don't care about you. So I don't know why you're fighting normal working class people, you know, just because they don't agree with your political views, or maybe they're different color than you or whatever, or because they're different religious belief. It's strange, isn't it? But that's what corporations, but that's what governments want. They want this division. They want this violence. They thrive on it, you know. But then slowly but surely, you know, without people even noticing, authoritarian governments come into power. Slowly, you know, writing new laws, taking away certain freedoms, like, you know, freedom to protest or say this or that. Slowly but surely they'll cancel you and out of existence. And then one thing, you know, and you're living in a dictatorship, you know. So yeah, and I don't know. It just feels like democracy hasn't been working for a long time, and we're not really living a democracy, you know. I mean, UK here, we're meant to live in a representative democracy, but like when it comes to like really big important issues, the average people's, you know, views are not considered. You know, like I said before in the video, it seems that these governments are there to do the corporations' biddings, you know, just present their interests to just a few people. It's crazy how much power is in like a few numbers. Concentrated power just at the top. I know, it feels like things are just repeating themselves. It feels like we're back at square one, back at the beginning of Industrial Revolution, at the time when Karl Marx was writing Manifesto and Das Kapital. It feels like this is repeating themselves, just in a, yeah. Especially, I mean, if you know about what's happening with Amazon, right? How Amazon workers are abusing how they have to piss in bottles, and they don't have breaks, and they can't unionize. It just feels like a repetition of what's happening. You know, they do say history repeats itself, but it certainly does. I don't know where I was going with this video, but I thought I'd share this. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to do some videos about veganism, talk about maybe Seaspiracy or maybe some health tips or something, or some things that just I don't know what to talk about. I didn't even know where this channel is going to. I guess this is like a personal diary from where I just upload a bunch of thoughts and upload it on YouTube and see if anyone fucking watches. To be honest, I don't care anymore. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta write some shit. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you want. I guess I don't really give a shit. Share the video and. Fight the power, freedom to the people, or something like that. Stick it to the man. I don't know. Anyway, peace out, guys.